Kenji moved through Shibuya Crossing like a ghost among machines. It was 11:30 p.m., another endless shift, another crowded commute home. The city pulsed around him in cold neon colors, but tonight, something felt wrong. As Kenji reached for a canned coffee, he noticed someone standing across the street. Everyone else moved, but this person remained perfectly still. Hidden beneath a dark hat and high collar was a smile wide, unnatural, frozen. Kenji blinked. A bus passed between them for only a second, but when it cleared, the figure was gone. The subway station felt different from the streets above. Too quiet, too still. Even his footsteps sounded unnatural in the silence. At the far end of the platform sat a woman in yellow. She held a small mirror in her hands. But she wasn't looking at herself. She was looking at him. And in the reflection, Kenji saw the smile. Not painted, not fake. Her mouth stretched upward in a horrifying crescent. The train exploded into the station with a scream of metal and wind. Kenji ran for the nearest carriage without looking back. The carriage was empty. Only the sound of rattling tracks and flickering lights remained. Then, a finger tapped against the window. Kenji froze. Outside the train, inside the darkness of the tunnel, was the face. Its eyes stared directly into him, unblinking, vacant. When Kenji trembled, the thing trembled too. When he covered his mouth in horror, the entity slowly pulled its own smile wider with pale fingers, as if mocking him. The moment the train stopped, Kenji ran. He sprinted through empty streets and didn't dare look behind him. By the time he reached his apartment, his hands were shaking too hard to hold the keys. Kenji tried convincing himself it wasn't real. Just stress, just exhaustion. But when he finally looked at the mirror, there was a yellow note waiting for him. A crude smiley face, and beneath it, "Why aren't you smiling back?" Kenji turned slowly. The figure stood inside the bathtub behind the curtain. It didn't attack. It simply leaned closer until its face hovered inches from his own. Then its cold fingers hooked into the corners of his mouth and began to pull. The city outside continued like nothing had happened. And somewhere in the neon darkness, something smiled back.